Hey everyone, this is Gary with Easy Go Junk Removal, just checking in with you. Guess what? We got our 300th review in less than 2 years. Actually, we are finishing up November here, and we just got our 311th review. 5-star reviews, and I'm telling you what, man, they really do make a huge difference. We're really proud of the fact that we've been able to accumulate that many in 1 year and roughly 9 months, actually, a little less than 9 months, because we started in late February, 2 years ago this February. So this coming February. And so we are very, very thankful. That doesn't just happen unless you buy reviews, which we don't do. That happens when your customers become vested in you and your product. Our product is junk removal and our service. And we've had well over 300, actually, probably closer to 360, 70. We've had reviews taken off for whatever reason. Maybe the customer decided to take them, or Google didn't like something. It doesn't really matter. I don't get stressed on the fact that Google does things like that. Actually, what I do focus on is the next review. Now, these things have a major impact on your daily business. And don't let anybody tell you. I've had people in the SEO world, in the media world, all this, new world that we live in, saying that the Google reviews really don't matter. I can attest that at least 10, maybe 12 jobs this last month came with people saying, we chose you because of your reviews. They didn't talk price. They didn't talk anything else. They just said, we chose you because your reviews are so positive and they're so amazing. That is money in the bank. That being said, you can bet your life that there are some that chose us for our reviews that never said anything at all. So between the reviews and repeat customers, that in itself is making our living. I'm telling you, man. Not to mention what happens on Google, other things, our online presence and all that. You do all of it. It's not just a one fix all thing. You have to do several things. One of the things that we do is we have an SEO guy making our presence ever known, ever more, all the time online. We have a media guy that is just started, and he's working on our ability to be able to reach out to people via our media stuff. And then, of course, we do the boots on the ground and the hustle and the bustle. We got rack cards, we got cards, we make connections, we make relationships, we make all the things happen. Business isn't one fold, man. It's has multiple pages to it. And so I just wanted to get on here and say, hey, man, we have 311 positive, 5-star, amazing reviews that speak loud and clear to our customers and our future customers and the customers yet to even know that they're going to be our customers. So we're stoked. We are stoked. We are ahead of schedule. My goal this year was to have 300 by the end of the year. I'm well within that, and who knows what the end of the year numbers are going to be. So don't underestimate those reviews, because they really do matter. So if you haven't put your Google page up, I really behoove you to do, because regardless of what anybody tells you, those reviews are a way of your customers talking to your potential customers every day. And whether or not it's somebody who uses you today or a year from today, it will continue to speak volumes about you, your service, and your company, and what it means and what it meant to the customers that came before the next one. And so if you haven't put that Google page together, definitely do it. If you have it together and you haven't been using the power of sharing your review situation, then start, because it really does pay off. So November is all but finished, and I won't say it's the best month because it's not by far, but it's a decent month, and we'll take it. We'll put that in our book and add it to the rest of the year, because really at the end of the year, what does it come down to? It comes down to that mean average, and that means you take the high and the lows, you put them all together, and you divide them by 12, and that's basically what you've made per month as an average. And so if you can do that and never dip into your savings and never dip into emergency funds, you're doing all right. And that's where we are this year so far. Our January was horrific. We both came down with COVID, and for about 3 weeks, we didn't work. I mean, Joe would be down and I'd be up, being able to help her, thank God, and vice versa. I'd be down and Joe would be feeling better, and then she'd feel worse and I'd feel. It was just really a terrible 3 weeks. So January was terrible. Even the calls that came in, we couldn't even deal with. So that was a bad month. So we'll take November 22 every step of the way. And so that's how I consider personally a success, when you can pay all your bills and have a little bit extra and not dip into savings. That's a successful business, and so that's what you want to focus on, and then grow it from there. Don't be complacent and say, well, that's great, because you know what, with inflation, with the aha moments, those kind of things, they happen, and it's a reality. And so you don't want to get caught with your pants down, and what I mean by that is be caught short. That's why I always suggest that when you're making money, that you save money, you put money back in the bank account all the time. This time of year also gives you some other abilities. So you have a little more time, generally speaking, unless you're just one of the big guys. And congratulations if you are. I'm still what you would call a little guy, and I'm happy with that. I may never be a big guy. I will. My goals are to make a killer living, and I'm not trying to fool anybody as far as, hey, I make $1 million. It's just not in my DNA right now to make $1 million a year. What is in my DNA is eventually get to that $250,000, $300,000 a year, and that would be total success for me. But this time of year, when things slow down, it's a great time to get all your banking stuff done. Find out, what your expenses are. Get them all done by the month. Know what your write-offs are, and that way, when tax season comes along, don't forget, man. Being in a business, you got to get your stuff done by March. We don't get April, and so you want to get all your stuff done by March, and you want to have all those numbers, go over them twice, get every discount, every write-off that you possibly can. Make sure you don't miss them. Make sure you have your receipts, lock them away, put them in a box that says, hey, 2022, itemize everything. And when the tax season comes around, you're not fumbling, because around March, things start picking up. And then we get busy, and then it becomes inconvenient, and then it's like, well, we put it off, and then we file extensions, and you don't need to do all that. So you can actually get it all done. You treat this like a business. If you treat it like a business and not a job, it starts working for you. And that's what my goal is. That's success. When I'm not working a job, I'm working a business. And that just gives you a lot of power. It also starts freeing up your time. If you do this now, and January, February roll on, and you get your stuff all done and in and completed, it's off your plate, man. So that's another thing I would do during this slow time. So these are the things that we are doing. We got our rack cards built, as you could see the last video. We've got our cards ready to go. We are handing them out. By the way, we hand a card. It's the first thing we do. Joe kind of she put this in my head because I would forget all the time. And this the last thing she says before we get out of the car is, "You got a card?" And it is. It's the first thing we do. Because what happens is when you give them a card, they may never call you again, but their neighbors may say, "Who is that?" And they go, "Oh, here's their card." It's advertising. It's easy to hold on to, and so let's say 40% of them hold on to it. There you go, more customers before you know it. All right, man. This is Gary with Easy Go Junk Removal. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you next video. Take care, guys.